that was because I had such incredible people to work with every single day. Are two of the people that I worked with.
If you do give an answer, can you tell me why? Was that too difficult?
What you may have already intuited is that I'm clearly not going to answer this question. No, I mean, I genuinely had some fantastic people to act opposite, and I don't think I was ever happier on that job than the episode where they were all in it together, which was just about one of my happiest professional times ever. So that's my slightly cowardly and yet entirely accurate way of answering your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we just have a few minutes, so go ahead, keep it quick.
Hi.
Hello.
I was wondering, what was the most emotional goodbye for you on Doctor Who?
Do you mean to film or sort of?
In general, filming or personally?
Well, personally, it you know, I never said goodbye to anyone because I've seen them all since, I guess. What the hardest day for me was, I suppose, selfishly, when it was my last day of shooting and I had to say goodbye to everyone on set and to this show and this whole kind of thing that had been such a massive part of my life. Because what you don't quite realise on that day is how it's still a massive part of your life 10 years on or whatever. No, not 10 years, not yet. Well, 10 years since I started, I suppose. Yeah, it's a show that travels with you because it attracts so much love and so much scrutiny and so much enthusiasm that, sad though it was to kind of leave it and move on, you never really move on. And actually, it's something that you have the great joy of being able to celebrate again and again and again by coming to places like this with you lovely people.
You know, the 50th anniversary was one of my favorite episodes ever.
Yeah.
Was that like riding a bike, just jumping back into that role?
In the end, it was. It was a bit alarming, thinking, what will this be like? What if Matt Smith doesn't want anyone stepping on his toes? Because it was his playground by then. You know, it was his show. But actually, I ended up having such a good time with Matt that we just had a ball, really. And then John Hurt was pretty cool too. And of course Billy was back. So it was just a really lovely time. And yes, that's the thing. You just kind of think you can. It's sort of always part of who you are, and you just go back there and you sort of slip back in. And it was lovely to visit. Yeah.
Well, this might be our last question. Let's see. Go ahead.
What was your favorite Doctor Who episode to do?
What was my favourite episode to do? Do you know, it's so hard to pick favourites because they were all so different. It's not like filming, like with other shows that I filmed, shows that I love, but you can't necessarily differentiate what each episode is because they're sort of part of an ongoing story that use the same locations or whatever. Each episode of Doctor Who was so different. One of them was in Pompeii, one of them was on the moon, one of them was in set 5 billion years in the future, one of them was set in Victorian Scotland. So every episode had a different guest cast. So it feels wrong to choose favourites, really, because each one was such an exciting time. That's part of why it was so sad to leave, because you knew you were never going to have an experience quite like that anywhere else. So I sort of don't pick favourites, because as soon as I pick a favourite, I'll then think, oh no, actually that other one's my favourite. It was, they're all my favourite. Which is your favourite?
I don't have a favorite either.
Good answer.
Hey, we'll do 30 seconds last question, so go ahead.
Hi, who's your favorite superhero?
Oh, good question. Whoa, I need more than 30 seconds. Jessica! When I was a kid, it was the Incredible Hulk. Definitely. Because there was something about the fact that he wasn't quite a hero. He was sort of he was like a sort of it was deeply tragic, his story. And then partly the TV show, but also the comic books, you know, this sense that he was he was almost like a child. He was kind of lost. I think that's a brilliant character, and I used to love him. Nowadays, it's hard to beat Wolverine, isn't it? Pretty cool. Deadpool, very good answer from the middle of the room. And now people are just shouting their names. That's all that's happening. But I'm certainly more of a Marvel boy, I have to say. But if DC are listening, I will accept offers. So
All right, on that note, DC, he's listening. He's ready for you guys. Hey, Madison, thank you for being awesome. Let's thank David Tennant for being here.